Welcome to another episode of the Untold Stories. Remember, if you are listening to the right stories, then you are listening to the Untold Stories. Before we start this episode of today, I want to talk to all the atheists in the world. If there is an effect, then there must be a cause. I see around me creations, then there must be a creator. We can dispute who the creator is, but the existence of the creator is established. Let me tell you a story. A man was traveling on a train and was reading the Bible and was constantly disturbed by the scientist who was sitting opposite him on the train. He said, "Science has developed so much and you still read the Bible." The man who was reading the Bible asked the scientist, "Is me reading the Bible disturbing you?" Then the scientist said, "It is not about disturbing me. Science has evolved so much to explain life, and still you people continue to believe in old traditional religions. I cannot understand." Saying this, the scientist took out his business card and handed it over to the other man and said, "Whenever you get time, fix up an appointment with me and come and discuss with me. I'll explain to you the scientific way to look at life." Humbly, the business card was taken by the one who was reading the Bible. He kept it inside the Bible and closed it. When the station came, the scientist asked the man who was reading the Bible, "You never told your name." So the man who was reading the Bible introduced himself saying that my name is Thomas Alva Edison. Now for the benefit of some of you, Thomas Alva Edison is a very famous scientist. He is considered as the father of all invention. So the scientist immediately asked, "Sir, you read the Bible?" Edison said, "Yes, I do." So the scientist asked, "Sir, when can I come and see you?" So a day was fixed, and on the appointed Tuesday, the scientist came to see Edison. And in the living room of Edison, an immaculate model of the solar system was there. So curious to see, the scientist asked Edison, "Sir, who made this? Who engineered this?" Edison smiled and said, "Nobody made it. It was not there last night. Morning when I came, it had come." The scientist simply laughed to encourage Edison and said, "Sir, I am seriously asking you, who made this?" Edison said, "I am telling you very seriously, it was not there last night. I came in the morning and has automatically come." Then the scientist said, "Sir, between you and me, we know it is not possible. Somebody should have made this." Edison said, "When all of you scientists think that this whole solar system itself has come by itself and nobody else has made it, then can't a model of the solar system come by itself?" The scientist said, "Sir, I got your point." This beautiful story tells us that if there is an effect, then there must be a cause. There are creations around me, so there must be a creator. So now, once we have established the existence of the creator, let's try to find out, is there anything or anyone above God? Human growth and development results into a pyramid. Let's understand the component of that pyramid to get the answer of that question. At the bottom of human growth and development is knowledge. We go to school, we go to colleges, we acquire knowledge to understand how to live life. Somewhere on top of that, when we have sufficient knowledge, when you have completed your BTech, when you have got your MBAs, when you have passed your CAs, when you have got your medical science, and when you have done all these things, for the first time we realize knowledge alone is not going to take us anywhere in life. We need skills and attitude, and then we get mentored. We do programs and courses and we develop our skills and attitude. This is the next level of pyramid. But all these skills and attitude works when we are not challenged too much in life. All these positive attitudes like "you got to believe you can do it," "I'm always positive," "I know I can," all these things work when ordinary challenges come. The blow of the wind it can handle, but cyclone, the answer is a big no. Suddenly, all these do not work. So we begin to mature to understand that we need to have a philosophical understanding of life. So this is when all those philosophies develop. God upsets our plan so that He can execute His plans for us. Whatever happens, happens for the good. Maybe it is all because of my past karma I am going through what I am going through. So all these little philosophies start coming up. In fact, the very nature of the book we read itself changes. You start reading all philosophical books, and that's the next level of growth and development. It is not possible for any one of us to peep into philosophy and not get interested in religion, because philosophy derives its root from religion. So every one of us who have put our head into philosophy, whoever is there, some of us are at the level of knowledge, some of us are at the level of skills and attitude, some of us are at the level of philosophy, and some of us by now is beginning to take Gita, Quran, Bible or Guru Granth Sahib, which was always there in the shelf, and trying to find out what is there. Suddenly, you don't miss a single episode of Ramayana and Mahabharata because you want to understand what your religion is talking about, the philosophy of living your life. For the first time, you again understand the in-depth explanation of what is there in the Jain Dharma and how is life explained through this. It is not possible to peep into religion without trying to understand God, because the central pivot of religion is God. So for the first time, rather than mechanically going to church because you are supposed to on a Sunday, rather than mechanically doing a namaz because your family always did that on a Friday, for the first time you are actually trying to understand beyond Ganpati Bappa Maurya, what is this Ganpati all about? You understand that it is not about dancing for a few days and then immersing him. You want to understand what this source of faith is all about, and you begin to look into who is God. What is that factor called God in your life? And the next question that can come up is that, is there anything beyond God? Is there anything bigger than God? If God is present everywhere, if God is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, is there anything beyond God? And if you introspect and ask yourself this question in silence, you will realize that faith is even above God, because only for those who have faith there is God. For those who don't have faith, there is no God. So your God is delivered through your faith. You don't have faith, you don't have God. Your God is as powerful as your faith. And at the top of the pyramid, there is actually faith. It all starts with faith. Because of your little faith, I say to you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I do know who holds tomorrow. Remember, if you are listening to the right stories, then you are listening to the untold stories. And if this episode has matched your wavelength, then share it with people who need it. And just in case you have the time, then you must listen to my previous episode, The Making of Hanuman, where I talked about how one monkey saw God in Rama and became God in the process over a period of time. That's all from this episode. Remember friends, you too have untold stories to tell which can make a difference in someone's life, because certain untold stories are born out of certain lives, and certain lives are born out of certain untold stories.